You have a very like what's the word I'm looking for? Like the hat that you wear is very like it stands out. Like at the CCMAs this year, we kind of always knew where Jason was. Like, oh, there's the hat.
You wear a crisp cowboy hat.
It's
right?
like it's a beautiful hat.
Well, thank you. That's good to know. At least it's impressing and not doing the opposite. So sometimes you never know, right? Because you don't know how something's going to play out. People get used to one thing for so long, and you're like, well, why is he wearing a cowboy hat now? So, but no, it's great. Thank you. That's good to hear.
It's very much Jason Benoit's hat.
It totally is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well,
I loved it.
That's amazing. That's perfect.
We are back with another episode of On The Porch with Front Porch Music, hosted by Logan
and Jenna. This week we talked to country artist Jason Benoit. He is from probably the smallest town alive. Like if you think you're from a small town, you ain't got nothing on this one. We talked to Jason about what it's like to really come from a truly small town and how to thrive in music coming from a place that's that small.
Jason Benoit is releasing Side B, which will accumulate to his total project, which is called Time Traveler. So we got Side A in the fall, Side B is coming out very, very soon, and if you've checked out his latest single, VHS, you better have a look at that music video. It is extra cute.
So here's our chat with Jason Benoit.
We are sitting with Jason Benoit, and we have lots to talk about with you today, I think. You've been around for quite some time. That wasn't like an age joke before. I'm just going to get ahead of that. That's not an age joke. I just like...
It's true. I'm getting old.
No, every episode, I mean, at least this time, the age joke isn't directed towards me, so I'm okay with that.
Sorry. I feel like you're sensitive to the age joke.
Shut up.
Okay. It's not going to make it better. Okay. Good. But... like, I have a photo. I sent you the selfie. We took a selfie. This is almost 10 years ago, I think. Like, I was just turning, like, age of ability to go to the bar. And you were opening for Autumn Hill, I think. And I think we knew every word to every song. We were jamming. My best friend, Meg, who you've met too, she would just, like, we were jamming to Jason Benoit tracks all the time. So, like, why don't we go back there and talk about some of those, like, Good Day coming and like your beginnings. Let's start there. Why don't we do that? So you're from Newfoundland. Where exactly in Newfoundland?
West coast of Newfoundland, small town, Fox Island River, small town of 200 people.
Oh.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's very, very small.
Yeah. I say small town sometimes, and that's way small.
Yeah.
Is that where you grew up?
I grew up across the bay from where I'm living now. So it's literally, I met my wife, moved here with her, and her family's from this area, so that's not far. But yeah, I've been here probably since, let me see, well, we got married in 2007, so around there, yeah.
Wow.
So how does someone from that small of a town, I mean, there's a lot of small towns out east, but how does someone from that small of town, take their dream of doing music and make it a reality? Because it's got to be tough to kind of get connected out there.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I guess I started just performing locally here. There's a town about 25 minutes from where I live here, and it's about 8 to 10,000 people, Stephenville, and so I mean I just started off there when I was I'd say 17, 18, performing at like local charity events. So there's one every year that they used to have called a country night at like it's a local theater. So you'd go on and you'd sing like 2 or 3 songs, and it was like a variety show basically, right? And so that's where I first really started getting used to performing in front of bigger crowds. But and then from there, I was about 17, 18, and started writing and all that too. But I mean, it was always a dream. Actually, I was actually on Canadian Idol back in
I
the day
vaguely
too.
remember that. Yeah, I vaguely remember.
But I didn't actually get anywhere. I was like, I didn't make it past the first round. So
Really?
yeah. So you wouldn't, just, it's possible you could remember, but you'd have to have
No,
a good
no, no.
memory.
Like I remember you
But,
like hearing that about you, not seeing it. I
oh
never watched
yeah,
Canadian
yeah,
Idol, I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
think.
She's too young
Oh
for
yeah,
Canadian
yeah,
Idol.
right. So I was, yeah, she would have been. So like I was 21, and I was just so green, and I mean, never got out of town of the town of 200 people. So I was, I mean, you walk out in front of, the three judges and the cameras and the lights, and you're like, kind of like, wow, this is this is
Hmm.
crazy. So anyway, that was experience in itself. But yeah, anyway, that had nothing to do with how I got here, but little things that trying to make it in my own little way from a small town, and how I actually got to get into business professionally. My cousin from Halifax grew up with my first manager, Jensen Vaughn. So they grew up together and went to school together in Halifax. So they moved to out west to Vancouver, and Jensen actually he started writing himself, and he started getting big cuts with some big artists like Madonna and like really big artists out there. Yeah, yeah. I did a lot
Wow.
of EDM music, so like Armin van Buuren, and like my
Ooh.
first single, "This Is What It Feels Like," back in 2013. That was actually the reason why I did that, because he co-wrote on that one, and we
Wow.
were just sitting around. We were just sitting around, in between recording sessions, and I started picking it on the guitar, and he's like, "Man, that sounds great. Let's record it." So we recorded it, and actually it ended up getting produced, and that was my first single. But um, but anyway, yeah. So he was out in Vancouver with my cousin, and they were just probably in their mid 20s, just getting going and stuff like that too. And he said he heard my cousin said, "Hey, you got to check out uh, my cousin Jason, who's doing some writing." I was posting stuff on Facebook and YouTube and stuff like that, videos of songs that I was writing and release and putting up there and playing. And he said, yeah, he said that's great. So he said he always wanted to get into country. He always loved country. They grew up with that too. So he said, if I ever get a chance, he said, I'll help him. I'm gonna help him out. So geez, I was probably 28 years old, and he reached out to me and through Facebook and said, "Hey, Garth Brooks is looking for some songs." He said, "Do you have any?"
Wow.
And I was well, that didn't pan out, and he didn't get any of my songs, but that was kind of first where it first began, and then we started talking from there. And he didn't initially, have in mind that he was going to manage me, but that's just where it kind of began. And within a couple of years, I was 26 when we met, and within a couple of years, I was 28 when I released my first single.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's quite a journey.
So many things you don't know about you.
yeah,
That's
there's a
so like
lot.
what? That's so cool.
Yeah,
What were
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
what were you doing though? Like were you a working musician that whole time or were you doing something else?
Yeah, no, I went to college when I was 18 for business administration.
Oh, okay.
So actually, I ended up getting, I was working at a credit union, doing
Oh,
lending and doing investments.
no way.
So I mean, not the most country job in the world, I know, but yeah, I did that for 7 years, and then went into country music full time.
I feel like this is a great opportunity to see how well like going to school for business that's not music business specific, was it helpful in any way in building, because you do have to build a business around being an artist too, right? You can't
Uh,
just toss it all out there.
yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, exactly. Financially, I mean, it helped there because I mean, it helped there's a big side of that too, right? But I think the thing that helped me most was actually working at the credit union, was dealing with people. I mean, I worked with people every day, and I was not always a really outgoing and the kind of the center of attention at parties and stuff like that. Like I was always kind of reserved and kind of to myself, and actually really helped me break out and actually learn to talk to people, and that was, I can't, like, honestly, that was the biggest thing, that doing customer service, like, this industry is customer service, music industry, like, the ones that are, I mean, you're talking to people all the time in business and in the industry, at events and at shows, and you have to know how to, to deal with people so you don't come off as an idiot, basically. Because it seems, because you could tell the difference, though, you could tell that the guys who
Okay.
had experience dealing with people and the ones who haven't, right? Because even though they're not trying to be like the seem like they're the diva kind of type, like, if they don't have any experience dealing with people, like, they can come off as, like, kind of closed off and kind of seem that way, right? But
Or they
um,
try to overcompensate and it
luckily,
like, turns into a disaster.
or something, yeah, exactly, yeah, right, yeah, right. So yeah, so I think if I can, give any advice to anybody trying to get in the industry, is yeah, do some customer service. It's it's in any way at all. Believe it or not, it's incredible. It really
That's
helps.
funny. Um, so you're from a really like a really, like, we say small town sometimes, and I like my hometown is a thousand
It is.
people, and I thought that was small, and you said 200, and I think my eyes, like, everything just dropped. I was like, whoa, that is small.
It's a village, I guess.
Yeah, but like, how does having such a nice, like, tight knit community help you in terms of, like, knowing that people, like, what's your support system look like? I guess is what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, especially at the beginning, I mean, the community was, I mean, they've always been a huge support, as up to this day. But I mean, especially at the beginning when I was trying to get to where I wanted to go. I mean, everybody just was so supportive and helped, shared music that I was trying to get out there, or anything that I was trying to do. Like, they were supporting and sharing, and that was, and that's so important to me, and I really appreciate that. And then and up to right till now, I mean, if there's anything that I'm doing, or if I'm announcing stuff, like, the community is still posting and huge support. So I mean, I can't thank them enough for that. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah,
Have
yeah.
you have you ever had your whole, like, community do, like, a music video shoot with you? Because I'm picturing, like, the community center or, like, the arena and having a party and it's shooting your
No,
video. You should do that. You can
no,
get
no, I haven't
everybody
done that
in.
yet. I haven't done that yet. That's a great idea. Yeah, I think I'll do that soon. But
So
yeah,
from a
it's a great
so
idea.
from the small
Yeah.
town, you've had the opportunity with your music to go across the country, um, like, to some big stages, to some big cities. That first time that you went out to, like, even to, like, perform in Halifax, probably, or as you moved your way west, what was it like? What was that experience like, as someone from a small town? Was it a bit of, like, culture shock, or was it like, what was that process like of having your music
Yeah.
leak out west?
Leak.
Yeah,
Word.
yeah, yeah. Slowly, yeah, trickle it
That's
west.
probably a better word.
No, yeah, like, I mean, I'm actually looking back on it. I don't know how I did it. I don't know how I I don't know how it didn't affect me more. Like, I've got a way of mentally, um, just kind of tuning out when it comes to that, when that happens, like, because honestly, I always did want to travel, for one thing, like, that was
Mhm.
something I always wanted to do anyway. So I mean, I saw it as a great opportunity and exciting, opportunity to go out to places I've never seen before, right? So that part was incredible, and it still is incredible, to get out to new places and see different people and stuff like that. So at the beginning, I mean, the good thing about, I guess, the industry, the way it's set up, is you don't, they're not just throwing you into, headlining act shows,
Oh,
right
wouldn't
from
that
the
be?
get-go,
Wouldn't
right?
that be
So,
nice?
Wouldn't that be nice?
yeah, right. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? I'm still trying to get there. But, but so, like, for example, my first tour was in 2015, 2015, and that was with Tim Hicks. So
Okay.
that was from Ontario to out west. We did a tour. So I mean, and that was with Coal Creek County too, and that was, I mean, that was a huge experience to learn how, learn the ropes and to see what it was really like, and to travel in vehicles for a long time with people, and just the whole setup of how it works behind the scenes, and that was a huge experience. But I think it happened in increments, so it didn't, it's not like it wasn't so big of a shock, because it kind of happened gradually,
That
and
makes sense.
it built up to bigger levels. Yeah.
We've heard some stories from Tim Hicks about bugging the opening acts on the road sometimes. Did anybody on your first tour, did they treat you like the newbie and just give you the gears?
Coal Creek County drank all their booze at one show in the green room. So
Sheesh.
and that we were pretty mad, but you know what I mean. That was, we knew that was going to happen. They were great fun. One thing, Tim Hicks didn't actually do anything to me, but I know one thing that he did on that tour. My birthday was actually on that tour, and he came out with Coal Creek County with a birthday cake,
Aw.
and they all sang happy birthday, got the audience to sing happy birthday to me. So,
Oh, that's kind of cute.
as someone who's, from a town of 200 people,
Biggest happy birthday song you've ever
having that
heard.
happen, that was unreal. I mean, just to have someone at Tim's level to do something like that for me, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
So
To actually to
that
give a
was
shit
that was
is kind of
amazing. I'll
nice,
never forget
right?
that.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that. Yeah,
That's really
that's
cool.
pretty amazing.
So
Yeah.
you got treated pretty well on the road.
I did. I was lucky. Yeah.
That's good. Okay, so when does the Autumn Hill tour come in? When does me meeting you for the first time come in is what I'm
Let's
interested
make
in.
this.
That was
Let's make this
that
about
was
Jenna.
yeah, right. That was actually during the Tim Hicks tour.
Oh, really? I'm like, should I go? I want to go.
Yeah, that was during the Tim Hicks.
Yeah.
It was
I'm
there was like three shows with Autumn Hill in between on that tour that I got on with.
Yeah, I want to see
Um,
this picture.
Oops. I'm trying to find it. It's easier to find it in my conversation with you.
We'll throw the picture up somewhere so that you guys can listening to it too.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Look.
Oh my God, who's that person in the
I have
background?
no clue. Like, that is so funny.
Yeah.
I send this to you.
Yeah.
This is what he responds. That would be from 2015. A lot less gray hair. On me, not you. And that's why you wear a cowboy hat now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you got to cover it up.
Well, that's why I wear a hat too. But
I did wear a cowboy
hat.
hat right at the beginning.
No,
Oh,
you
yeah,
had a ball
no?
cap on.
No, then I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before that, I had right at the beginning. I had the cowboy hat.
Oh, you
When,
did?
Crazy
Okay.
Kind of Love came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And then the music got a little poppy, more pop sounding, and I was like, no, I don't think it feels genuine, so I'm not going to wear the cowboy hat. But now I'm getting older and wiser, and the music is changing a bit, so I brought that cowboy hat back.
Yeah. So, okay, we talked about your hat. We've talked about how we met. Obviously, that probably wasn't a core memory for you like it was for me, but that's okay. That's all right. So you're
Oh,
touring, you're writing music. Are you ever stopping to be like, holy shit, this is happening?
well, the thing of it is like I've never really moved into, say, the city to say, like, to have that whirlwind around me. You know what I mean? Like, I've always been grounded here where I live,
Mm-hmm.
and with my family. So I'm here with my wife and kids. They're going to school here. We're all doing our thing here. So when I'm home, it's very much like I'm out of it. I'm not.
It probably
Doesn't
feels like a
feel
bit
like
of a
I'm
retreat.
in. Yeah, 100%. It doesn't feel like I'm in it all the time. Because sometimes that can become
That's
mentally
probably really healthy.
I was
stressful.
literally just thinking that's probably almost
It
better.
is. It is like I live right next to the ocean, and behind me I've got the mountains, so Like I'll go to the beach for a walk to clear my
When are we
mind,
coming
and
to visit?
like
Yeah.
and I'm again like yeah, anytime. But I'm like I'm very lucky to have this because honestly I mean any business, but I mean it's my own business for one thing, but it's a complicated business in itself. I mean you wouldn't think it is because it's all it is music, but it does have, it's like anything when you're running your own business, doing your own thing. Sometimes it can be stressful and not everything really, nobody sees what's going on behind the scenes. So it's very nice to have this, being here, especially, and for my family too, because if I travel, if I go anywhere, my wife is here, her parents live down the road, my mom is not too far away. So it's like if she needs someone to help her out because she's got to do something and someone's got to watch the kids, she's right, she's got family here. So, and that to me is really important. Like, because if she's not happy, then I'm not happy. Um, so it's, yeah,
He
we
knows.
gotta, happy wife, happy life.
That's right.
Did you hear that, everybody?
So,
Did you hear that, everybody?
yeah. So yeah,
That's funny.
I can put myself into it and take myself out of it pretty easy. At the end of the day, it's, we're all just people. So yeah, but there is a mindset around it, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And it took me a long time actually to get in that mindset of without being like nervous or without overthinking or like it took me a long time because again I was always a shy guy in high school, and I mean I had loads of friends, but I wasn't the guy that was again the center of attention at the party. I was sitting in the back kind of chill, right? So it took me time to get used to being really in the front of the camera, being in front of the lights, and being on stage and having to perform, and so I'm a work in progress. I think everybody is at all stages of their life. So,
Absolutely.
but I feel a little more comfortable in my skin now than I used to. So,
That's
That's
great.
fair.
So being more of a shy guy, what is your like pre-show ritual to get yourself into the I will be the center of attention kind of guy?
it's it. mm, I don't know if there's really a ritual. I don't even drink. I think that's one thing. I don't drink before I go on stage
Mm,
because that
probably smart.
that freaks me out. Because if I have too many, because then I do stupid things and I mess up. I forget words. So I make sure I make sure
Same
I have
with
a
Jenna.
clear head. I've done I've done like shots and stuff, and that's fine. That's okay. Like I can do one shot and then a whiskey and I'm good, right, for a show. But any more than that, no, it's no good. But I don't think. I think it's like it feels kind of the same now. It's just
Mm.
the energy just gets higher. It's that's one thing I don't know if a lot of people realize it, but if and you may because you guys kind of you're always kind of in front of the camera and stuff too, but it's not about being nervous anymore. It turns into excitement, right? So the energy, you can
Mm.
feel the energy pumping itself up before a show. So yeah, that's I don't even have to do anything. It just happens automatically. You know.
Oh, well, that's
I
good.
know as I look at the time, I'm like, yeah, yeah, it's almost time to go out, and I could feel the energy starting to rise inside. So it just kind of happens naturally.
I kind of think it has something to do with like once you've proved to yourself that you can do it, and then maybe a second time, like, okay, I did it again and I didn't mess it up, then it's like, okay, I can actually enjoy this and I'm not going to freak out because I know what I'm doing. I've done it
Yeah,
before. Like, it's like
and
you get
yeah,
comfortable.
and it's like anything else. Yeah, the more you do it, the easier it gets, right? So you can, and it's like it's not like you're never not nervous. But it's just that the energy changes. It's not called
Mm.
nerves anymore. It's
Totally.
it's excitement. You literally convert one feeling into another. Like it's the same thing. It's just the way your mind perceives it, right? Which is really weird.
Totally.
Yeah,
Totally. And
yeah.
I'm sure anybody listening who's got like debilitating stage fright is like, that is not how this works at all. So let's just maybe it's easier for some of us than
Well,
others.
Well, maybe they have to start small and work their way. They could probably work their
Yeah,
way up to it.
yeah,
Like maybe it's just in
totally.
front of your friend. You try, read something in front of one person, and then you work
Oh
your way
God,
up.
no.
But
That's a worse
I
audience.
would rather, yeah, yeah. Jenna would roast me. No, I would rather get up in front of 10,000 people than five. I
oh yeah,
can't.
I
When
agree.
it becomes
I
that
feel the
many
same though.
people, like when it's that many people, they kind of become one, and then it's less
Yeah,
intimidating. I can't explain it, but
Somebody's bound
100%.
to
I totally agree.
enjoy.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's interesting. Okay, why don't we take a quick break and then we'll come back and talk about your new music and what you've been doing lately.
sounds good.
So when you're recording interviews and stuff, do you have to like tell your kids like don't come in the room, shut the heck up, like don't open the door?
Well, they know before yeah,
Yeah.
I let everybody know that's what I'm doing, so they know not to. They're not.
And
My
do you have
youngest is she's 7 now, so
oh, okay. You
yeah,
have
3.
three kids?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
it's a busy house.
Does anybody have
S-
the musical gene?
s-
Yeah, he
yeah,
posted
Oh
a video the
yeah.
other day. It was
Oh
so
yeah. Oh
adorable.
yeah, it was so
yeah.
cute.
It's crazy actually. Well, Jack plays guitar and plays and sings and stuff, but not a whole lot. I mean, he does it every now and then. That was the first time he picked the guitar up in like months. So he's got a great memory. Yeah, kids got great memories. They're like sponges. They never forget. So like I could tell him like play a C and he plays it right away, and it's crazy. So so he plays guitar, and my oldest Reagan, she plays piano, and she's like just teaching herself, and she's doing great. And my youngest Lily, she's playing piano too, and they've each got their own piano. So they just pick at it like when they feel like it, which is cool. Because there's so many
Why
other
aren't you
things to do
training
for
them?
kids now.
You could train them to
You
be
could be
your
like the
band.
Yeah,
Rankins.
Literally, the
I can,
Rankins.
the
That's what we
rankings,
were
yeah,
thinking too.
I
You'll be
yeah
the
really.
Benoits.
The Benoits. That's so cute.
Yeah.
You get a
I don't
free
think they
like.
would. I don't think they would enjoy that. I don't think they'd enjoy that at
hmm,
all. But
I was gonna
Fair.
say free labor, free band. Just send them all up there. Get
yeah,
somebody
right.
playing drums. Force somebody to play bass. And we get to go.
Yeah, easy.
All right.
Easy. The kids are like, not a
There'd
friggin'
be
chance, Dad.
two piano players
Yep.
in the band, and two guitar players.
Let's talk about the last couple of years. You've been releasing music quite steadily again, which is awesome. Um,
Hmm.
Tell us kind of about like you've got a new team. You last year you had a great year. Um, did you announce your partnership with your new management last year or the year before?
Yep, yep,
Last
yeah.
year?
It was the end of yeah. It was early in 2022 because it was
Okay,
like
and then you
we met
also
at CMA 2021. Yep. So
and then you also announced your partnership with Jayword, sort of at
yep.
the end of 2022. I'm trying to put this in chronological order
I know
here.
the last
No,
3 years are such a blur.
that would have been before the album came out, so that would have been in before April. Oh my gosh, I can't
Oh,
remember if
oh,
it was
whoa,
March or
whoa.
April of
Okay.
2022. Yeah.
Okay, right. So yeah, tell us about like your new team, how things are going now, what you're like excited about.
Yeah, so in 2021, that year was like, well, I was working with my manager then who actually owned the label, and uh, we released like Slow Hand and uh, a lot about a little and stuff like that. That was with them. And so this was during the pandemic, he decided to step away from the industry because there was just so much going on personally for him and with everything that was going on. And so he walked away, and I was kind of left like, well, what am I going to do now? So a good buddy of mine, Jerry Foote, who I wrote, well, out of like side A and side B, a time traveler. We wrote probably 10 of the 13 songs together. We just got together because I usually go over there. He's in PEI, so um, I go over there with him, and I help him out because he's got his own business and stuff too. So we just hang out and uh, have a few have a few drinks, and he plays guitar. So we wrote the majority of all these songs for the new music together just for fun. We didn't even plan on releasing it. We didn't think that we didn't think that people would be interested, to be honest. And so the management thing kind of came to an end with my old manager and the label. So so we said, well, why don't we just do something together? So we could just release an indie album and work and release the new music. So I produced myself with Clint Curtis, a guy from Newfoundland here, and we again I wrote the songs with Jerry and the majority of them. We got got the songs all done. The songs were all packaged together, and then I went to this was all 2021. This was happening, and then by the 2020 and 2021, the songs were written just as a note. But at the end of 2021, the CCMAs came around, and I had just earlier in September, um, Jeremy, who's my current manager, reached out and wanted me to see if I would be interested in doing a duet with Kendra Kay on How Great Thou Art, where she was going to release that around Christmas time. So I was like, yeah, of course. So I did that song with her. So that's how I met Jeremy, and then we met at the CCMAs that year, 2021 in November, because they had it late that year. And then I hadn't planned on working with them. We were just chatting, and I let them hear the new music, and they thought it was great. So by the end of that weekend, we had pretty much struck a deal that he was going to manage me. I was going to go on with Johnson Talent Management on his roster, and then we took it from there. And then after that, I mean, I was speaking to different labels anyway to see if they were interested in releasing the album, because it was already done. Again, it was just which is rare. It doesn't really happen. Normally, normally they say, well, yeah, we'll produce the music for you, and then they do things their way. But the album was already done, so
Hmm.
luckily we got Jayward, Jill and Tebe from Jayward Artist Group to jump on board, and Jill is amazing. I know, I'm sure you know Jill.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Jill Snell, but she's phenomenal, and she comes from the old school country world. She actually did a lot of artist repping down in Nashville, actually, back in the 90s,
Yep.
with some pretty amazing big artists with big labels. So to have her interested, and she was on board. So yeah, so it just all kind of came together. I mean, the thing of it was, I think if I didn't take the chance to try something different just for the fun of it, I don't think I'd be talking to you here today. I don't know. I'd probably be working at the bank again. But yeah, I know I was lucky that everything kind of came together after the music was already, after we produced the album.
That's pretty great. Let's kind of close out with VHS. This one's pretty new, and that's part of side B of the Time Traveler album, correct?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Side
Tell me,
A came
tell me
out
about
last
VHS.
year. Side B is coming out. It's coming out in March, later in
Nice.
March.
Nice. Okay, VHS is a fun title for starters, but it's also kind of like I like the song. Also, I've kind of liked the vibe, the Time Traveler vibe in
Mhm.
general. Like your last single, was just like
Cool.
so. I like that you loved like kind of like the mixing of the sci-fi with like that whole idea was really cool.
That was fun.
But yeah, how does VHS kind of fit into that?
Cool. Well, I grew up watching old VHS tapes, just for fun. I mean, again, small
Same.
town, not much to do. Uh, so, we had a lot of home videos, so like weddings and house parties, a ton of house party videos, because there were so many people in my family who played guitar and music and sang, and so there was no shortage of supply of VHS tapes to watch on a Saturday afternoon when there was nothing to do. So actually, I used to go through them too to look for music because I used to, up till not so much lately, but for a long, long time, that was a huge part of me developing myself as an artist and singing and playing and learning how to play was singing at parties, house parties with family. So I'd go through the old VHS tapes to hear what they were singing and see if there was any songs I could learn myself because I knew that they would probably know the songs. So especially the older people, I mean, not the younger people, but but they were all old. They were all just old country songs, anyways, right? So so I mean, yeah. So I did that for years until the internet came around, and then yeah. So that pretty much was the premise around the new single VHS was you know. It was a big, huge part of our lives for so long, and just having the memories all stored on a VHS tape, right? So that's basically
I
the
love
the
that.
premise about it.
I love
Kind of
that.
And you
explaining
have
the thing that yeah, yeah.
and you have a music video
Go ahead.
coming out for it soon. Can you give us a,
Yeah.
what was filming that like?
Actually, I didn't film. It wasn't filmed. It was filmed, but it wasn't currently. It's actually used all old VHS
Oh,
uh,
That
cool.
makes sense.
Yeah, that does make
footage.
sense.
Yeah. So
That's
yeah,
cute.
so there's a bunch of footage there from when I was, from a teenager up to like, when I got married to my wife. A lot of different stuff. There's funny stuff in there. It's good. It's uh
Oh, it's going to be an
it's a
adorable video.
montage. It's a
It is.
montage.
It's a montage. That's funny. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. So it'll be coming out next week.
Awesome.
Well, next week. Where are we to right now? What is today?
Uh,
It'll be coming out
11.
I don't have it's okay. Yeah, it'll
It's
be
okay.
coming out anytime now.
Yeah, there we go.
Anytime now.
By the time you're listening, it's already out.
Exactly. I was like, we're gonna cut that part out
It could
anyways.
be. Sorry
And
about that.
so then
It's always yeah.
you alluded to the side B of Time Traveler coming out in March. What can we
Yeah.
expect from that side of the album?
It's a lot similar to side A. So there's a bunch of old school sounding songs on there, and and then there's a few of the kind of a newer sound with just with older elements and themes thrown in there. You know what I mean? Like it definitely was a whole themed album, which I've had a lot of fun with, to be honest.
I think that's really cool too.
I don't
Mhm.
So
know. I don't know if it's gonna. I don't know if it's gonna. I don't know what's gonna happen next. That's the thing. I don't know if I'm gonna just keep doing that sound or try something totally different. I might be wearing a biker you know outfit next time you talk to me. I don't know, but
will you though? Will you?
But
I
can
don't
you? That
know.
would be fun.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Well,
No, I don't
Jason, it's
know.
been
Yeah.
so
So,
nice catching up with you. We love hanging out with you when we get together at
thank
industry
you.
events. Hopefully, we'll see you before the CCMAs because that seems so far away, even though it also feels like it's not. Um, but yeah, make sure you look forward to his new album coming out. Side A, Side B is coming out, and then make sure you check out the music video for VHS.
Thanks so much, Jason.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. It was great talking to you.
Thanks for listening to another episode of On The Porch with Front Porch Music. We're so lucky to be able to chat with artists and make episodes like this one. If you like the podcast, remember to rate and review us, and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. It's the easiest way to support the show. Remember to check out frontporchmusic.ca to keep up with new music releases, exclusive artist interviews, and more. We'll catch you again on The Porch in a couple of weeks. On The Porch is hosted by Logan Miller and Jenna Weiser, and produced and edited by Jason Saunders. That's me. Our theme song is written, produced, and performed by Owen Rigler.